Okay. Hold on. Okay. So, we're welcome, and we're gonna build Klee tonight. Just a second. Okay, yeah, sorry, I'm trying to, okay. So, I think it's working, isn't it? Yeah, I would assume so. So, yes, tonight we're gonna do some more D&D Theorycraft. We're gonna build Klee, uh, from Genshin Impact. So, all right. So first off, we'll pick our race and class. So since Klee seems to be some sort of fey creature, I don't know. Um, we're she's where is it? Yes, Klee has it does have elf ears, but I'm not sure if she really is an elf. So all right, let's. Yeah, sorry, I kind of stumbled over my words. But yes, so Klee in Genshin Impact is an interesting sort of character. She's a catalyst, yes, but rather than using magic, she seems to create these little mechanical things that bounce along the ground and explode when they make contact. And for that reason, I'm going to. I think I'm going to have her class be Artificer. As far as what level she is, let's take a look at. Let's take a look at the at what what level artificers get their interesting stuff with. Okay, so artificers have four different subclasses. So we've got alchemist, armorer, artillerist, and battlesmith. Okay. Alright, so apparently the Discord notification is showing up on the stream. So yeah, okay. So we got four different subclasses: alchemist, armorer, artillerist, and battlesmith. So let's. Battlesmith doesn't really seem. Okay. There's also some unofficial there's also some unofficial subclasses for Artificer, but for the purposes of Klee, I think we're probably gonna go with Artillerist, since she's since Klee. Let's take a look at Klee's kit real quick. All right, so her normal attacks. She throws things that go boom when they hit things. Perform up to 3 explosive attacks, dealing AOE pyro damage. Okay. Elemental skill, Jumpty Dumpty. When thrown, Jumpty Dumpty bounces 3 times, igniting and dealing AOE pyro damage with every bounce. On the 3rd bounce, the bomb splits into many mines. The mines will explode on contact with opponents or after a short period of time. And then there's her elemental burst, Sparks and Splash, which it says continuously summons Sparks and Splash to attack nearby enemies. So yes, she definitely seems like she would be an artillerist. Okay, in that case, I'm thinking I'll be building her out to probably 9th level, because that's when you get that's when you get explosive cannon. Or perhaps something else. Okay, so I'm just looking at the list of Artificer features. Okay, so we'll build her out to 11th level, because that's when yeah, that's when she gets that's when you get the spell storing item that thing. So yeah, she'll be an 11th level Artificer. Okay, so her race is going to be I put a bit of thought into all of these, and it seems like the thing that would fit the best with Klee is Rock Gnome. Okay, so because Rock Gnomes get some features that I think are thematically good for Klee. So, namely the Tinker, namely the Tinker feature, where you have proficiency with artisans with Tinker's tools. Using those tools, you can spend 1 hour and 10 gold pieces worth of materials to construct a tiny clockwork device. The device ceases to function after 24 hours unless you spend 1 hour repairing it to keep the device functioning, or when you use your action to dismantle it, at which point you can reclaim the materials used to create it. You can have up to 3 such devices active at a time, which fits with her with Klee's 1, 2, 3 attack combo. And when you create a device, you choose one of the following options: either Clockwork Toy, Firestarter, or Music Box. With the but it's also kind of DM dependent, because you can also have prestidigitation, or you can also depending on what your DM allows, you can create stuff with other effects, with the prestidigitation cantrip being 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 a good baseline for those effects. Okay, let's all right. So let's talk stats. We'll be like for all of the characters I build on these streams, we're going to be using standard array, which gives you the numbers 15, 14, 13, 12, 10, and 8 to arrange as you like. So obviously, our highest stat is going to be intelligence, because that's the casting ability for artificers. I'm thinking probably the 14 should go into dexterity, just so that we have a +2 to initiative. Alright, the 13 will go into Constitution, because, dumping Constitution is always a bad idea, no matter what you're playing as. We'll put the 12 in Wisdom, the 10 in Charisma, and the 8 in Strength. Hold on. Pardon me. Okay, so, and Rock Gnomes get +2 to Intelligence, and +1 to Constitution, so... Okay, so Artificer. Alright, so... Okay, so we have... For age, gnomes mature at the same rate as humans, and most are expected to settle into adult life around the age of 40. They can live to 350 years on average, but it's not uncommon for them to reach 500 years of age, which also tracks with Klee, because she is noted to be of a race that lives much longer than humans do. Alright, so she gets dark vision, and she gets advantage on all intelligence, wisdom, and charisma saves against magic. So that's cool. So proficiencies in languages are common and gnomish. Alright, let's take a look at her background. I'm tempted to put criminal as her background, just because Klee, every time we encounter Klee, she's either in solitary confinement or murdering a bunch of fish. But let's take a look at the background. Alright. So let's take a look here. So we got... Well, out of the ones on the sheet, we got Acolyte, Charlatan, Criminal, Entertainer, Folk Hero, Guild Artisan, Hermit, Noble, Outlander, Sage, Sailor, Soldier, or Urchin. Okay, I'm thinking maybe she might actually be a Guild Artisan, because... I mean, to the extent that you could consider the Knights of Favonius to be a guild. And she's shown to be pretty handy with the things she makes. So, okay. So skill proficiencies, insight and persuasion. So yeah, we'll go with Guild Artisan for her background, and for her alignment. everything I've seen with Klee leans towards chaotic good, so we'll go with that. Alright, so we've got... You'll have to pardon my constant throat clearing. I'm just got a little bit of a, I don't know. I guess I'm just a little raspy today. Okay, so guild artisans get insight and persuasion. Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot at 11th level, her proficiency bonus is +4. Oh. Alright, so... Okay, so Artificers get proficiency with Constitution and Intelligence saving throws. So yeah, nice beefy +7 Intelligence saving throw. Okay, I wonder how old Klee is. I think she's like 8. Oh, she's 7. Okay. Or she's somewhere between 5 and 8. Or wait, like... You know, it's a point of contention as to how how old Klee actually is. But she looks like she's about 7 or 8, so we'll go with that. I know that, like, a lot of people wailed on Klee's banner for some reason. But, and I decided to build the character just because I've never built an Artificer before, and I thought it would be fun. So, alright. So we got our saving throws, and, okay, so skills. You get... Okay, let's see here. So, for skill proficiencies, okay. Choose 2 from Arcana, History, Investigation, Medicine, Nature, Perception, or Sleight of Hand. So, I'm thinking we'll probably go with... I don't know, like... I mean, my gut is telling me Arcana and Perception, but Sleight of Hand would might work too, because, you know, she has a tendency to sneak out of solitary. But we'll just go with Perception and Arcana for now. All right. Okay, so now let's take a look. How many ability score increases does she get? So let's see here. Artificer. Okay, so by 11th level, you will have gotten 2 ability score improvements. So we're gonna go ahead and take... I mean, there's really no reason not to max out intelligence. And then we've got 1 point left over, which I think I will put... I don't know what to put the other point into. Probably Constitution, just because. Yeah, because with an Artificer, you've got you're kind of dependent on your intelligence score. So, all right. So she gets. What does she get? Okay, so you'll have to pardon my indecisiveness. I've kind of rushed into this stream. Alright, so her initiative is +2. Speed is 30 feet. Her armor class. Well, we'll come back to that. Well, her armor class. I don't know if you start with armor as an artificer or not. Okay, so you get, let's see here, either studded leather or scale mail. I'm thinking we'll probably go with scale mail for this, just because it'll give an overall higher. Since her dexterity mod is stuck at 2. So that gives that'll give her a total AC of 16. Okay, we got our ability score increases and our skill proficiencies. Alright, so hit points, we're just going with the average increase. So, Artificers have a, wait, I didn't mean to close that tab. Okay, so Artificers, their hit dice is a D8, which is actually pretty good. So that's 1d8 per Artificer level. So, alright, so that's 10 at first level. And then so she should have a total, if I've got my math right, she should have a total of 80 hit points at 11th level. Because she would because if we're just taking the average increase, she would gain 7 hit points per level. Well, with the exception of first level where she would get 10. So, yeah, she would have 80 hit points. Okay, so she has a D8 hit die. She's got a total of 11 of them. Okay. One has to wonder how she would have gotten to 11th level if she's only 8 years old. I guess the Knights just have a really solid educational program, I guess. Alright, so she gets proficiency with light armor, medium armor, and shields, but we never see Klee use a shield. So, well, really, we don't see anyone in Genshin use a shield, but you know how it is. Okay, so we get Ay, ay, ay. Okay, so next up we have. Yeah, for her starting equipment, she's got. Okay, a set of artisan's tools, one of her choice. A letter of introduction from her guild, a set of traveler's clothes, and a pouch containing 15 gold pieces. So the artisan's tools are the important part here. In which case we're going to go with Tinker's tools. Okay, so we got Tinker's tools, and for the Artificer starting equipment, you get any two simple weapons, a light crossbow and 20 bolts, some studded leather armor or scale mail, and thieves' tools and a dungeoneer's pack. So. Alright, so next, so let's take a look at the simple weapons. Well, someone of her size probably couldn't use most of these. I mean, I guess we could give her a quarterstaff and maybe yeah, maybe like a quarterstaff and a sling. Yeah, so. Because a sling could also be loaded with. A sling could also be loaded with one of her bouncy bombs. So. Okay, so she would get a +6 to the attack with a quarterstaff. All right. What does a let's see what is a so a sling does 1d4 bludgeoning. Okay. And it has a range of. Okay, so a sling has a range of 30 over 120. And the hand crossbow. So that would also be +6 to attack. And a hand crossbow, I believe, does 1d6, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 1d6 piercing damage. Even though, Klee never uses any sort of weapons, she's purely a catalyst user, so. Okay. let's see here. So features and traits. So to start, we'll start with the rock gnome traits. So, alright, so by default, you get dark vision, gnome cunning, and your language. Oh, her base walking speed is 25 feet, not 30. Which I suppose does track with how she is in Genshin, because shorter characters in Genshin actually do move somewhat slower than taller ones. So, right. So, an Artificer's lore is pretty cool too. Whenever you make an intelligence history check related to magical, alchemical, or technological items, you can add twice your proficiency bonus instead of any other proficiency bonus that may apply. So maybe we ought to like go back and maybe instead of perception, we'll go with history. Just to lean into that, which would mean that if she's examining a device, she would get plus 13 to history, which is pretty cool. Alright, so after that, we got. Okay, that's everything for Gnome. So you for Artificer features. Okay, after spell casting, we have infuse item. At second level, you've gained the ability to imbue mundane items with certain magical infusions, turning those objects into magic items. When you gain this feature, pick 4 Artificer infusions to learn. You learn additional ones when you reach certain levels in the class, as shown in the Infusions Known column of the Artificer table. When you gain a level in this class, you can replace one of the Artificer infusions you learned with a new one. Alright, so infusing an item. Whenever you finish a long rest, you can touch a non-magical item and imbue it with one of your infusions, turning it into a magic item. An infusion only works on certain kinds of objects as specified in the infusion's description. If the item requires attunement, you can attune yourself to it the instant you infuse the item. If you decide to attune to the item later, you must do so using the normal process for attunement. Your infusion remains in an item indefinitely, but when you die, the infusion vanishes after a number of days equal to your intelligence modifier, minimum of 1 day. It also vanishes if you replace your knowledge of the infusion. You can infuse more than one non-magical object at the end of a long rest. The maximum number of objects appears in the infused items column of the Artificer table. You have to touch each of the objects, and each of your infusions can only be in one object at a time. Moreover, no object can bear more than one of your infusions at a time. If you try to exceed the maximum number, the oldest one ends and the new infusion applies. If it ends on an item that contains other things like a bag of holding, its contents harmlessly appear in and around its space. Okay, so let's look up the Artificer. Let's look up the list of Artificer infusions. Okay, so let's see here. Wonder if a quarterstaff counts as a staff. Okay, so you would need to actually have a staff in order to, you couldn't use a regular, you couldn't use a quarterstaff as a staff for stuff like that. Okay, so let's see here. So definitely we'll pick Enhanced Defense, because that's... Because that lets you infuse your armor with up to a +2 bonus to AC. Okay. So that will bump her AC up to 18, which is the same as it would be if she was wearing plate armor. Since she's 11th level, she gets +2 from Enhanced Defense. Okay. Let's take a look. Okay, replicate magic item. Man, there's a lot. I do love at 2nd level you get the ability to turn a regular bag into a bag of holding. Alright, let's see here. What is... That's a headband of intellect. Ooh, well, that wouldn't be helpful for this, because she's already got 20 intelligence. Okay, let's see here. What about... What does a Cloak of Protection do? You have a +1 bonus to AC and saving throws while you wear this cloak. I want to get a look at Klee's design real quick. Okay, I'm just trying to get an idea of what she wears, so I could maybe base some of my infusions off of that. Let's see, what does a brooch of shielding do? While wearing this brooch, you have resistance to force damage and you have immunity to damage from magic missile. That's cool. Okay, Boots of the Winterlands. I imagine that lets you move through snow. Yeah. What about Necklace of Adaptations? Okay, that's all right. Yeah, like I said, I've never built an Artificer before, so okay. Pipes of the Sewers. So it's basically Pied Piper instrument. let's see here. Well, Cloak of Protection definitely seems good, so we'll go with that. And we'll just kind of assume that like that the mundane that you could have the mundane items you needed to that you needed in order to use the infusions. So that'll bump her AC up to 19. It's like already she's got a better AC than Razor does. Okay. Let's see here. Maybe not a hat of disguise, but what is? Okay, what about? Sorry, I'm just looking through the lists here. Okay, Eyes of Charming. Ooh. While wearing this ring, the creature can recover one the spell refueling ring sounds cool. It's a shame it doesn't scale with level, but, you know. Ooh, Mind Sharpener. That seems... Well, then again, I've already got an infusion on my armor, so... What to... Okay. Yeah, I think we could probably just use the rest of the rest of these for we'll go with spell refueling ring for one of them, cause and we'll go with bag of holding for the other one, because a bag of holding is always a useful piece of equipment, no matter what level you are. fun. I remember seeing a video where they described a way to obliterate anything using two artificers. If you have them, like, use a familiar and carry two bags of holding and basically make the familiars force one bag of holding into the other. Since you can create bags of holding without, normally having to make a permanent one, you could use it to basically banish anything you want to the astral plane. This is pretty nuts. All right. Now. Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot to put down the guild business. Okay, so she gets how many infusions do you get at 11th level anyway? At 11th level. Oh, she would have eight infusions. But she can only have up to 4 items infused at a time. So, okay, so she'd only be able to store, but she'd only be able to have 4 infusions active at a time. But, however, okay, so we'll just pick, I guess, Enhanced Weapon. Yeah, Enhanced Weapon, I think, is one of the best. It's one of the best infusions to take, especially in the early game, because magic weapons are kind of are sort of few and far between in 5th edition, and it gives you an immediate edge against enemies like that would only take half, that would be resistant to damage from non-magical weapons. Alright, so let's talk. I definitely think Helm of Awareness is that's definitely a good one. Let's see here. What are the boots of striding and springing? When you wear these boots, your walking speed becomes 30 feet unless your walking speed is higher. Your speed isn't reduced if you're encumbered or wearing heavy armor. In addition, you can jump 3 times the normal distance, though you can't jump farther than your remaining movement would allow. Yeah, that seems pretty fitting for, Okay, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Or wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we get one more. Maybe. Slippers of spider climbing, it seems. Yeah, well, we'll go with slippers of spider climbing. Alright, next up in Artificer features, we have... Okay, well, first we got Magical Tankering, which Magical Tankering, at first level, you've learned how to invest a spark of magic into mundane objects. To use this ability, you have to have Thieves' Tools or Artisan's Tools in hand. You then touch a tiny non-magical object as an action and give it one of the following properties of your choice. The object sheds bright light in a 5-foot radius and dim light for an additional 5 feet. Whenever trapped by a creature, or whenever tapped by a creature, the object emits a recorded message that can be heard up to 10 feet away. You utter the message when you bestow this property on the object, and the recording can be no more than 6 seconds long. The object continuously emits your choice of an odor or nonverbal sound, wind, waves, chirping, or the like. The chosen phenomenon is perceivable up to 10 feet away. Or a static visual effect appears on one of the object's surfaces. It can be a picture, up to 25 words of text, lines, and shapes, or a mixture of these elements as you like. It lasts indefinitely. As an action, you can touch the object and end the property. You can bestow magic on multiple objects, touching one object each time you use the feature, though a single object can only bear one property at a time. And you can affect a number equal to your intelligence modifier. So that's neat. Okay. So we got our infusions. Alright, the right tool for the job. At 3rd level, you've learned how to produce exactly the tool you need. With Thieves' Tools or Artisan's Tools in hand, you can magically create one set of Artisan's Tools in an unoccupied space within 5 feet of you. This creation requires 1 hour of uninterrupted work, which can coincide with a short or long rest. They're the product of magic. The tools are, though the product of magic, the tools are non-magical and they vanish when you use this feature again. So this is all about tools and that sort of thing. Okay, so next up, tool expertise. Your proficiency bonus is now doubled for any ability check you make that uses your proficiency with a tool. Flash of Genius. At 7th level, you've gained the ability to come up with solutions under pressure. When you or another creature you can see within 30 feet of you makes an ability check or saving throw, you can use your reaction to add your intelligence modifier to the roll. And basically become the ultimate backseat gamer. You can use it a number of times equal to your intelligence modifier, and you regain all expended uses when you finish a long rest. So basically, she can add up to 5 times a day. She can add +5 to any roll of you or one of your allies within 30 feet. That's fucking cool. I like that. Alright, Magic Item Adept. When you reach 10th level, you achieve a profound understanding of how to use and make magic items. You can attune up to 4 magic items at once. And if you craft a magic item with a rarity of common or uncommon, it takes you a quarter of the normal time and costs you half as much of the usual gold. Yeah, that's a less well known thing in D&D is you can craft magic items. You need to have the proper tools and materials to make them, but you absolutely can craft magic items. Um, but the thing is that feature is super DM dependent because different DMs have different opinions on what materials you need, and also what tools you would need to use. Um, Okay, next up, spell storing item. At 11th level, you can now store a spell in an object. Whenever you finish a long rest, you can touch one simple or martial weapon or one item that you can use as a spellcasting focus, and you store a spell in it. Choosing a first or second level spell from the Artificer spell list that requires one action to cast. While holding the object, a creature can take an action to produce the spell's effect from it using your spellcasting ability modifier. If the spell requires concentration, the creature must concentrate. The spell stays in the object until it's been used a number of times equal to twice your intelligence modifier, or until you use this feature again to store a spell in an object. Wait a minute, I just realized. Okay, so you couldn't you couldn't store like a charge of fireball in an object. But damn, that can be really OP with the right spell. Like you could scorching ray and at least for in Klee's case you could use it up to 10 times per day without using spell slots. Yeah, that's fucking busted. So let's take a look at the Artificer spells. Holy shit, dude. That's fucking broken. I just gotta wait for the fucking page to load. What the fuck is going on? Ugh, come on. Come on. Why isn't it loading? I'll try opening up fucking Microsoft Edge then. Okay, so for our all right, so how many cantrips did we get? Oh yeah, I forgot to mention the artillerist features. So, tool proficiency. When you adopt this specialization at 3rd level, you gain proficiency with woodcarver's tools. If you already have this proficiency, you gain proficiency with one other type of artisan's tools of your choice. So... So... Alright, so starting at 3rd level, you always have certain spells prepared after you reach particular levels in this class, as shown in the Artillerist spells table. These spells count as Artificer spells for you, but they don't count against the number of Artificer spells you prepare. So going up to... so she'll have... Shield, Thunder Wave, Scorching Ray, Shatter, Fireball, and Wind Wall. So, we'll go ahead and... But yeah, man, like you could... Like, I think even just putting shield into a spell, or putting shield into an object would be really good. Because just being able to cast it without a spell slide. Okay. So... And all of these sound like spells Klee would absolutely use. So... especially Fireball. Alright, so after that, we've got... we have an Aldritch Cannon. Also at 3rd level, you've learned how to make a magical cannon. Using woodcarver's tools or smith's tools, you can take an action to magically create a small or tiny Aldritch Cannon in an unoccupied space on a horizontal surface within 5 feet of you. A small Aldritch Cannon occupies its space, and a tiny one can be held in one hand. Once you create a cannon, you can't do so again until you finish a long rest, or until you expend a spell slot to create one. You can only have one cannon at a time, and can't create one while your cannon is present. It's a magical object regardless of size. It has an AC of 18 and a number of hit points equal to 5 times your Artificer level. It's immune to poison and psychic damage. If it's forced to make an ability check or saving throw, you treat all its ability scores as 10. If the mending spell is cast on it, it regains 2d6 hit points. It disappears if reduced to 0 hit points or after 1 hour. You can dismiss it early as an action. When you create the cannon, you determine its appearance and whether it has legs. You also decide which type it is, choosing from the options on the Aldritch Cannon's table. On each of your turns, you can take a bonus action to cause the cannon to activate if you're within 60 feet of it. As part of the same bonus action, you can direct it to walk or climb up to 15 feet to an unoccupied space if it has legs. And you have Flamethrower, Force Ballista, or Protector. Definitely Flamethrower would be the way Klee would go. So, alright, so Aldritch Cannon. Okay. Next up is Arcane Firearm. At 5th level, you know how to turn a wand, staff, or rod into an arcane firearm, a conduit for your destructive spells. When you finish a long rest, you can use woodcarver's tools to carve special sigils into a wand, staff, or rod, and thereby turn it into your arcane firearm. The sigils disappear from the object if you carve them on a different item. They otherwise last indefinitely. You can use it as a spellcasting focus for your Artificer spells. When you gain an Artificer spell through the firearm, roll a d8, and you gain a bonus to one of the spell's damage rolls equal to the number rolled. At 9th level, you get Explosive Cannon, which, starting at 9th level, the Aldritch Cannons you create are more destructive. The cannon's damage rolls all increase by 1d8, and as an action, you can command the cannon to explode if you're within 60 feet of it. Doing so destroys and forces each creature within 20 feet of it to make a dexterity saving throw against your spell save DC, taking 3d8 force damage on a failed save, or half as much on a successful one. So that's pretty good, isn't it? So okay, man, Artificers have a lot of features. But yeah, do you see why I think Klee would be an Artificer? Alright, let's talk spells. Yes, this is a casting class, believe it or not. Okay, so you've, so at 11th level, you know 3 cantrips, 4 first level spells, 3 second level spells, and 3 third level spells. Well, that's how many you get spell slots for. So, alright, so we got 4, 3, and 3. The problem with all of this is all fine and good, but the problem is that because your spells only go up to 5th level, that can mean that fighting enemies that have limited spell resistance can be a bit tough. But that's what you have your enhanced weapon infusion for, because a Rakshasa has vulnerability to piercing damage from magic weapons wielded by good characters. So Klee could always use her hand crossbow and use that. My throat always gets a little bit tired whenever I do these streams. Okay, cantrips. You know, so she'll have 3 cantrips. So let's pull up Microsoft Edge, because that's the only browser it would fucking load in. All right. Obviously, we want to go with fire spells. Okay, so we'll go with Firebolt. And what else? Let's see here. So maybe create bonfire. Yeah, we'll go with create bonfire. And does Magic Stone do? Magic Stone seems interesting. You touch 1 to 3 pebbles and imbue them with magic. You or someone else can make a ranged spell attack with one of them by throwing it or hurling it with a sling. If thrown, it has a range of 60 feet. If someone else attacks with it, it adds your spellcasting ability modifier, not the attacker's, to the attack roll. On a hit, the target takes bludgeoning damage equal to 1d6 plus your spellcasting ability modifier. I wonder if those count as magic weapons for the purposes of overcoming resistances. It feels like they should, because it says that they're imbued with magic. Okay, so yeah, it would be magic damage, but it still couldn't hurt a Rakshasa because it counts as a spell attack. So yeah, I'll go with Magic Stone. Just because, that seems like an appropriately juvenile thing to do. Alright, okay, next up, first level spells. Alright, Absorb Elements, Alarm, Arcane Weapon, Catapult, Cure Wounds, Detect Magic, Disguise Stealth, Expeditious Retreat, blah blah blah. Okay, let's see here. Let's see here. What? I don't know. Like, so you can have, yeah. Normally with classes like this, you can have as many spells prepared as you have slots for. So let's take a look at Expeditious Retreat. Yeah, I guess. I mean, Arcane Weapon, what does that do? Okay. I wonder if you could use that in you could use it in combination with Magic Stone. So you could, if you use it in combination with Magic Stone, you could have a, you could have you could have your sling deal, 1d4 plus 1d6 for the damage, for Arcane Weapon, plus another d6 for the magic. I don't know if that would work though. I'm not sure if it would work rules as written, but since you're technically making a spell attack with the thing, but then again, it says any target you hit with the weapon. So if you were to load one of those magic stone pebbles into your sling, it would technically be hitting with the weapon. It doesn't specify that it has to be that it has to be a weapon attack, just that you hit them with the weapon. I don't know. I want to look that up, because... Okay, so it would be 1d6 force plus 1d6 of the magic weapon type, or of the elemental damage type, plus your intelligence modifiers. But still, 2d6 plus 5 isn't bad. And you'd be using your intelligence instead of your dex for the attack, so... So yeah, we'll go with Arcane Weapon. Okay, so next up... Of course, this is assuming that your DM is using is allowing unearthed arcana stuff. Okay, next up we'll probably go with Featherfall. Maybe I don't know about Grease, but maybe probably Featherfall, maybe Expeditious Retreat, and maybe I don't know. We'll go with Catapult for the other one, because it fits with the theme of throwing stuff. So yeah, Catapult, Featherfall, and we'll go with Expeditious Retreat too. Wow, she has a spell save DC of 17 and a spell attack bonus of 9. That's pretty good. Okay, so next up we got second level spells. Alright, so let's see here. We got... Ooh, we get Heat Metal. Yeah, we're definitely going to go with Heat Metal, because heat metal is just a really good spell all around. It's like Like, just because when you, if you cast it on an enemy who's wearing armor, it's gonna take them a little while to take that armor off. Whereupon they're gonna be just taking damage every turn for 10 rounds. And they're gonna be and they're gonna have to do nothing but that for those next 10 rounds, which means that that your allies can proceed to just beat the shit out of them while they're trying to get the glowing hot red they're trying to get the red hot glowing armor off of themselves. Alright, let's see. Pyrotechnics. Choose an area of flame that you can see and can fit within a 5-foot cube within range. You can extinguish the fire in that area, and you create either fireworks or smoke. Either the target explodes with a dazzling display of colors. Each creature within 10 feet of the target has to succeed on a Constitution save or become blinded until the end of your next turn. And or you can make an area of smoke. Thick black smoke spreads out from the target in a 20-foot radius. Moving around corners, the area of the smoke is heavily obscured, and it persists for 1 minute or until a strong wind disperses it. So yeah, we'll go with Pyrotechnics. Okay. Even though that's... I would think that would be more a part of Yoimiya's kit than Klee's. Oh, hold on. I clicked the wrong icon. Okay. By the way, I would be happy to tell you about that game that I just accidentally opened. It's one of my favorite ones. But we'll have to save that for another stream. Okay. Next up is let's take a look at Continual Flame, which you could probably use in conjunction with Pyrotechnics. Okay, a flame equivalent in brightness to a torch springs forth from an object that you touch. The effect looks like a regular flame, but it creates no heat and doesn't use oxygen. Continual flame can be covered or hidden, but not smothered or quenched. That doesn't seem very useful, to be honest. I mean, I don't see what how that would be different from Create Bonfire. Okay, Ultraself, Blur, Dark Vision. I already have Dark Vision. What about Enhance Ability? Doesn't seem like it would be part of Klee's kit, so... I guess... I do want to... That game I just accidentally opened, I would absolutely want to stream at some point, even if it would be a more laid-back stream, because it's sort of a I don't know. Alright, let's see here. Skywrite, what's that? You cause up to 10 words to form in a part of the sky you can see. Yeah. I don't know. Well, I'll go with Magic Weapon just because that's a really good spell. I mean, I think, yeah, I think maybe probably Continual Flame might it doesn't seem like it would be something that Klee would use. Okay, next up, third level spells. Okay, this is where things get interesting. Alright, let's take a look. So, catnap. Yeah. You make a calming gesture, and up to 3 willing creatures of your choice you can see fall unconscious for 10 minutes. The spell ends on a target early if it takes damage or if someone uses an action to shake or slap them away. If the target remains unconscious for the full duration, they gain the benefit of a short rest and can't be affected by the spell again until they finish a long rest. Which, I mean, I guess that's pretty good if you're in a situation where you wouldn't be able to rest for an hour. Let's see here. What about protection from energy? For the duration, one willing creature you touch has resistance to one damage type of your choice. Acid, cold, fire, lightning, or thunder. Yeah, that seems pretty useful, if only for protecting your allies from your own explosions. So yeah, we'll go with that. Okay. Tiny Servant. You touch one tiny non-magical object that isn't attached to another object or surface and isn't being carried by another creature. The target animates and sprouts little arms and legs, becoming a creature under your control until the spell ends, or the creature drops to 0 hit points. As a bonus action, you can mentally command the creature if it's within 120 feet of you. You decide what action the creature will take and where it'll move during its next turn. If you control multiple creatures with this spell, you can command any or all of them at the same time, issuing the same command to each one. So it's basically animate dead, but with objects. I could see that you, I wonder. No, hold on, I want to look something up. Do the toys you create with Tanker, count as magic objects? Well, it doesn't say anywhere on the thing that it can that it's magical. You could probably use. You could probably use Tiny Servant on one of the things you've created with Tankar. And unlike Animate Dead, you don't need to use well, it only lasts for 8 hours, but you don't need to use. You can't. Well, I guess it's slightly worse than Animate Dead just because you can't use. Just because you can't reassert your control over it. But you could have up to. you could create an army of little uh, you could create an army of little dudes to do your bidding. That's pretty cool. Yeah, that's we'll go with that. Okay, so we still have one more spell to pick for your Artificer spells. Okay. Let's see here. Flame Stride. That would be good if Klee had a unique spread. But she doesn't, so I want to take a look at Klee's skills again. So all right. So Jumpy Dumpty does cause mines to show up. And I think that would give us an opening to give our D&D Klee Glyph of Warding. It's just a shame that it needs incense or powdered diamond worth at least 200 gold pieces just to cast it. But you can use it to create explosive runes, which I think that would work. So yeah, we'll go with. All right, and with that, I believe this. Well, I guess we haven't picked personality traits, ideals, bonds, and flaws. So let's take a look at that. For Guild Artisan. Okay. We'll go with I always want to know how things work and what makes people tick. Alright, ideals. Freedom. Everyone should be free to pursue his or her own livelihood. Given how she keeps sneaking out of solitary. Alright, bonds. We'll go with the workshop where I learned my trade is the most important place in the world to me. And flaws. Well, I can't. None of these really seem like they would fit with Klee. Um, well, I'll look through her lore. Just give me a sec. I guess we'll go. I guess we'll go with. I'm horribly jealous of anyone who can outshine my handiwork. Everywhere I go, I'm surrounded by rivals, if only because the other ones fit her even less. Alright, and that I believe is it. So I will see. Like usual, the this will be. I'll put this character sheet in the in my Discord if you want to grab it and use it in a campaign that's using level 11 characters. And yeah, I don't know if I'll be available to stream tomorrow, but maybe I'll actually fucking play Genshin Impact again. I don't know. But with that said, I think I'm gonna hop out because I need to. If I have work in the morning, and I want to be able to just. I want to be able to relax a little bit before I go to bed. So yeah, I'll see y'all at. I'll see y'all maybe. If not tomorrow, definitely Sunday because we're meeting for D&D that day. So yeah, I'll see y'all then. Bye bye.